My name is Dan Chase. I was raised in Midland, Michigan, and now I'm back here. I was brought up in the Catholic Church and went off to college at Western Michigan, and when I was there I fell away from the Catholic Church and got into a group of people, mostly my roommate, who wanted to get into Satanism. Fortunately, I had a teacher and a professor in college who said that he felt was the wrong path, and I listened to him. And I also felt that Satanism was selfish, and I just didn't feel happy when I was selfish. So I completely left any kind of religion and felt that that was not working either, that something was missing. So as I grew up, I went back to Baha'i and played with that for just a short time, one or two I went to someone's house for a couple times and didn't like it. I went to the Unitarian Universalist Church when I went over and lived in Muskegon for a while, and that was totally missing everything. People didn't even believe in God that went to that so-called church. It was more like a social club. And then we went to the Lutheran Church. And while I was in the Lutheran Church, I participated in a Via di Cristo, and that awakened a sense of spirituality in me, reawakened it, I guess I should say. And I jokingly somewhat say that I came out of the closet as a Christian and started doing more to live out my faith instead of just warming a pew. That led to being a volunteer for hospice, and I started a 3-year lay ministry course, and was in the end of my 2nd year for lay ministry when I decided that I just didn't like the theology and the doctrines that were being promoted through that ministry. About that time, God works in good ways, I must say, because at that time I had just put up an antenna to receive TV signals about the time that ABN came on the air. And I go, wow, this is it. I mean, their message was exactly what I was thinking as I went through my own thoughts and study of the Bible. And I had already come to the conclusion that I felt that the fourth commandment was the way to observe Sabbath worship, to honor the Sabbath. And everyone kept saying, oh, no, that's all done away with, and it just didn't seem right. So there were many things that I just was not comfortable with in the denominational Protestant churches, and number one was not honoring the Sabbath. And so I thought, well, let me see if there's a Seventh-day Adventist church in Midland, and sure enough there was. I should also give credit to a carpenter I used to work with, was a Seventh-day Adventist, and I remember John was a very honest, decent, good person, and we used to spend many a lunch hour talking, and he'd say, I probably really shouldn't be talking to you, and I'd say, I don't mind, I enjoy our conversation. And I think this is it. As close on earth, I think, as I'm going to find. And I feel the Spirit here, but I do feel prompted to do things at times by the Spirit, and I do test the Spirit, and I think I'm ready to go forward, and I think we are entering the end times, the time of the end, and I'm ready for the next thing that God has to set before me, and it might be trials and tribulations, and right now I say I'm ready, and I hope I can do it.